Right, folks, Greg here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you just arrived to my YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the like button or hit the dislike button. Leave a comment, good or bad, and subscribe. Okay, first off, folks, I'm going to be talking a little bit about diet. So I have to be sure to let you know that I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I don't have a degree in anything that has anything to do about food or diet. So if you need to find out any true medical advice, go to the gentleman or the person, the woman, whomever that wears a white coat, maybe has a stethoscope around their arm, or they might go by dietitian and they might be a little bit overweight. Go listen to them and get your diet advice from them, okay? That's it. Now I'm going to do this review. Basically, I want to do this, he's talking about raw milk cheese in here a little bit. I wanted to go over what Dr. Berg. This guy does have a lot of good knowledge, in my opinion. He's done a pretty good job about not getting thrown off of YouTube, because I've watched some other guys that have done some alternative dieting as far as diet, and then YouTube has just basically destroyed their channel. Like they post a video, had a bunch of views, now it's down to nothing. But that's I digress. That's another story. This guy, he's done pretty good. So I agree with some of his stuff. I don't agree with everything. I think he's a little bit over the top. He does speak very well. He's got this calm, soothing voice. So he's kind of like a little politician when it comes to that. I'm not going to be this soothing voice, not at all. But this guy, he's got one of those, you know, he's kind of like call up and I don't know, man, maybe the women like to hear this soothing voice, and then I'm going to try this diet that Dr. Berg sells me. That's the only thing I like. He sells a lot of products too. So anybody who sells diet products, man, you got to question anybody like that all the time. So let's begin.
Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the best and worst dairy products, okay? Let's start over here. The ideal situation is to find 100% grass-fed organic, okay? Now they do have something new called truly grass-fed, and that's 95.
I agree with him there. You know, you want to find grass-fed products when it comes to animal products. Animals are supposed to live off grass, at least cows are, and that's mostly what we're eating. And organic is a little bit over the top. You know, organic, they don't use supposedly pesticides, all that. That's not true. Organics just like uses less of it. I kind of agree but disagree, you know, when it comes to organic. I don't eat organic like peppers and stuff. I just go pick them up at the store. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think there's much of a difference, personally. I could be wrong, but I'm not going to listen to studies about that.
5% grass-fed, so that's pretty good. But when it says 100%, it has to be, I think, 98%. Not exactly 100%, but it's close. Now, organic means no pesticide, no animal byproducts. And you know what that means? It means that they actually can put...
We just went over that a little bit.
...product of another animal into the feed. Dairy. We have something called... Ideally...
Yeah, I agree with them there on far as the dairy. You want to make sure the hormones are out of that, out of your product, because if your animals are ingesting it, or the animals that your animal products that you're buying have that, then you're putting it into your body. It's simple, man. I mean, the hormones or the drugs that go into the animals are going to go into their flesh, and you're going to eat their flesh. You know, whether it's organ meat or a muscle meat, you know, or whatever else, the milk, the cheese, all that, you're going to get it.
Grass-fed organic ghee would be really, really healthy. This is really good for your gut. It's a pure fat, whole cream. Make sure it's at least organic.
This is interesting here that he's going into the ghee and the butter, and I do agree with him. I mean, ghee is very, very good product to eat. Same with butter. But the reason I want to hone in on his video here is because he actually touches in on raw cheese, but then he only mentions goat and sheep cheese. So it's interesting. So let's listen.
Half and half organic, but try to get grass-fed. The best cheese would be raw goat's cheese or raw sheep cheese. And of course, non-GMO, but if you're doing organic.
So he said the best cheese.
Non-GMO. Now, you can also do plain.
Is raw cheese, goat or sheep cheese. He doesn't even explain. He just says, it's the best cheese. Raw goat cheese, can you find that? You can. Raw cheese and sheep cheese, it's a little bit more difficult. You can find it. Go to a farm, you can find it. But raw milk cheese from a cow is, it's better to have raw milk cheese from a cow than to eat ghee or butter that's from unpasteurized or pasteurized milk, in my opinion. So try to eat the raw milk cheese.
Kefir, of course, organic, grass-fed. and this has a much better Greek yogurt is better.
Okay, I just want to skip over and go over to his parts.
Milk or processed cheese. Commercial dairy products usually have the RBST in them. Okay, they have antibiotics and animal byproducts.
Okay, I don't want to go too much into the grain fed. He's right there. The problem is with the grain fed animals and buying the animal products that are commercially raised to make farmers or whoever companies money. They do have all this. They're raised on grains or fed grains or given processed antibiotics, the byproducts, RBST hormones, and other things that are going into the products. I mentioned this in a previous video. If you buy meat and you go to the store and you buy bison meat, I mentioned this again, bison meat, there's a regulation. Those are heavily regulated animals. They can't put all this stuff into the animals, the antibiotics, RBST, they got to be limited on anything like that. So if you go to the store and buy bison meat, it should be about as natural as you can get something without having to worry about it too much. So that's a benefit, but it is expensive. You're going to pay $10 to $14 a pound for bison meat. It's not cheap. Not butter, cheese. Excuse me. I want to discuss cheese, raw milk cheese. And because this is coming up quite a bit online and offline, and going, hey, Greg, why do you eat raw milk cheese? And is there really that much of a difference between the regular cheese you buy at the store or raw milk cheese that you can get at the farm or even buy at the store? Anytime, in my opinion, I buy raw milk cheese and I have no problems with digestion at all. If I actually eat pasteurized milk cheese, I just don't care about whether it's raw milk or it's pasteurized milk. I will start to have a lot of problems with the cheese. I've tested it out myself. So I used to limit my cheese because I didn't have raw milk cheese. I only had pasteurized milk cheese. And every time I ate, if I ate too much of it, I would have problems with the pasteurized milk cheese. That's my experience. If I eat raw milk cheese, I can eat almost as much as I want. I can eat the whole freaking wheel all week long and I have no issues. No issues. I've done it. I've checked it. I actually do my own studies. N equals 1. I do my own studies on my own body. N equals 1. That's what that means. So I'm doing it on me. And I would put in pasteurized milk, check it out. And I would actually get constipated sometimes, really, really bad, all kinds of things. Raw milk cheese did not do it. So I only eat raw milk cheese. If it's going to be pasteurized, I limit what I consume on that. So if I'm at a party, a Christmas party or something like that, I'll have a hamburger with the pasteurized milk cheese on and not worry about it. I'm not totally, against having some product every now and then that's unnatural or whatever. But that's the biggest thing that I want to let you know. The other thing too, the benefit of giving raw milk cheese is this. When you are getting the saturated fats into your gut, you're getting protection. That's what I've noticed. Now, this is just my own personal experience. Don't go off and say, hey, some guy named Greg on the internet, YouTube said this, and this is the new way. Don't go out and do that. I'm just a dude. I told you before, not a medical doctor, not a dietitian. I'm telling you through my experience. Okay, here's what happened. I having gut problems and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, I need to fix this. I went to the doctor and doctor just told me, hey, this is how I'm feeling. And the doctor's like, oh, well, you need to eat more spinach, man. And I said, spinach? What are you getting at, man? He's like, eat more spinach, eat more leafy greens. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about all that, man. So I was like, let me do some little more research. So anyhow, the big thing as I found with the fats, the first thing I needed to do is I need to get my acid level back up. So I started taking some apple cider vinegar. I went through a protocol of my own. I just took some every day and got my acid level so I could digest and emulsify some of the foods a lot better. That worked. So after about 2-3 months, that worked. So then what else did I do? I started putting in saturated fat, good quality fats into my diet. So where was I getting them from? I was trying to find it from butter and things like that. Ultimately, the best place that I found, if you live in the United States, is to get it from raw milk cheese, because a lot of stores now are selling it. Whole Foods is selling raw milk cheese in Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, probably out in the western states for sure. I don't know if Kroger's out there, but those out western states, Nevada, California, a little more liberal and stuff, they're selling it, but they're selling it out here too. And then Whole Foods sells it too. So you go and pick up. I pick up a whole wheel. I'll spend $100, $150 just on cheese, raw milk cheese. And I'll get myself a big wheel, 5, 6, 7 pound wheel. And I'll just throw it in there, and that's a big part of my diet. So one thing I noticed is when I put the start putting that cheese is all over a period of time, all my stomach, everything was going away because I was getting like protection. I think what is happening is my stomach is getting my digestive system's getting protection from the saturated fat, and the other fats don't do that. The canola oils and these peanut oils. And what other oils? The other oil, even olive oil. Olive oil is not going to go in and give you the protection. It's got to be the saturated fat. It's going to give you the protection. I'm telling you, I tested it. N=1. I tested it on myself, and it makes a huge difference. I actually had the saturated fat going on. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this just so I know for myself for sure. And this is what I did. I took the saturated fat out. I started eating the junk fat. And guess what? I started feeling like crap within a week. Within 1 week, I started feeling like crap. So I was like, uh-oh, here we go again. I started having digestive problems and stuff. Now, sometimes people won't notice it. Like at first I was like, yeah, ain't no big difference, no difference. Cause I was like 5 to 7 days. I'm like, I didn't notice anything, but as time goes on, I started noticing difference. So I was like, uh-oh. So after like 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, let me take those fats out, put these fats in. You see how I did a study? Guess what? I kept my diet constant and I took out the saturated fats. I put the other fats in so I can do a study on me. I can do the study on me. That's how that works. N=1. I changed I had one on one me, and I could change one variable out of my diet. It's hard to do, but you can do it. So that's the whole thing with the raw milk cheese that I want to let you guys know about. So I think there's a huge benefit to eating raw milk cheese. It's one of the primary sources in my diet to get excellent fats and a little bit of help in the gut too. So as far as getting maybe some digestive enzymes, getting some digestive along the way, if you will, help along the way. So basically that's what it is I wanted to let you guys know about that, what I think about here. Dr. Berg's video, he's actually does have some good ideas about his videos. On his videos, but he just went on this raw cheese, goat sheep cheese. Raw milk cheese in general is good for you. It's good for you, in my opinion. It's good for your gut. It's good for your health. You're getting good, excellent fats. Get the saturated fat in your gut because it'll actually protect your gut. All right. Yeah. All right. That's it, guys. That's the end of my video. I want to let you know, thanks for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, I do appreciate it. Again, remember, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a medical doctor. If you actually do need true medical help and you got problems, you got to go to your doctor. Want you to be sure about that. Also, too, folks, if you enjoyed watching my video, hit the like. If you think it sucks, hit the dislike. If you really like me, make a comment. If you really don't like me, then make a comment. Tell me you don't like me. I don't care. But I will fire back. I'm gonna let you know I will fire back. Okay? Because I don't care if I don't make money on these YouTube channels. I will fire back at you. Okay, folks? Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.